Paul Rudd, Michael Douglas and Evangeline Lilly. Today we're on the red carpet with the stars of Ant-Man and the Wasp. And Picasso and Matisse, the South of France exhibition that explores the respectful rivalry between the two masters. Hello and welcome to Encore. The new Marvel movie is out this week and it's girl power all the way. A female superhero appears in the title of Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's the first time in history a man and woman have had equal billing in the comics' on-screen adventures. The villain is also a woman. I was at the red carpet premiere at Disneyland Paris.
She has wings. She can shrink. She's a super scientist.
Like a partner.
The Wasp is joined by Ant-Man on their mission to save her mother, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, who's lost in the quantum realm. For their 20th movie, Marvel has finally put a woman in the title, alongside a man, of course.
She seems more intense.
I've grown up watching superhero films, and all of the time it's been men, so it's nice to finally see some female representation.
For such a long time, all of these films were men clubs, you know. It's all the guys and then one pretty woman who did everything. But I think it's so important to have women as a role model and be just as tough as the men.
Female role models are important for small girls.
We as women are part of a society. We can do great things. Evangeline Lilly has already played this sort of role in The Hobbit, and I think she does a good job and is a great role model.
You go low, I'll go high.
I have wings. Why would I go low?
The Wasp is the first female superhero to appear in the title of a Marvel film. You have made history. How are you feeling?
Really good about that. It's not lost on me that this is not just a cinematic moment, but a cultural moment, that the Time's Up movement has been calling for equality, and we now see equal billing on a Marvel film, and Marvel has had quite a year. And a lot of people are paying attention to them. There's a lot of eyes on that, on our world and our universe, and so I'm so honored to carry this mantle.
The only chance you've got is both of you.
Ant-Man and the Wasp teaming up.
Follow my lead.
Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer are your parents in the film. What's that like?
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that anyone could suggest that I could be the genetic mingling of those two incredibly gorgeous human beings.
Like a partner.
Hold on, you gave her wings?
And blasters.
Michael, this time you got to do a bit more action. You even got to wear the suit.
Right.
Becoming a superhero in your 70s, what's that like?
That's pretty special. Well, especially, not only do I get to be a superhero in my 70s, but I get to see myself 30 years younger with a special CGI. So it's the full package. I'm a big Marvel fan. I drank the Marvel Kool-Aid, and I'm ready to go. I'm having a wonderful time here in Paris. It's all good.
So, how long have you been Ant-Man again?
Not long. It just sort of happened.
I wish I could fight bad guys like you.
I seem to mess it up almost every time.
Ant-Man is not your average superhero. He's funny, and he has a sort of take-it-or-leave-it attitude when it comes to superhero-dom. Why do you think it's important for fans to have a superhero like that?
Well, I think there's an aspect to this kind of guy that's maybe a little bit relatable, because they might think, I'm not so different than him. He wasn't born with any innate super ability, and he's also reticent to put on the suit, you know? And I think that when faced with the real-life quandary of going out and trying to save the world, a lot of us would probably just not want to deal. And I find that refreshing.
You opened up the quantum realm. That's when this crazy creepy ghost who like walks through walls and stuff. Stole your tech. And now she wants to take over the world or whatever.
Yeah, originally Ghost was a man in the comic books, but that was great because there was no origin to the Ghost. So when I completely lifted the character off the page and gave her life, I literally had the freedom to do anything and start from scratch. And, you know, having more female characters in the Marvel Universe, I mean, why the hell not?
We're gonna die. I don't want to die. We didn't die.
So, Peyton, I brought my friend. She was wondering if she can have a part in your next movie.
You tried to sneak into the movie. I like your energy. That's great. Look at this. This is good luck. This is a really good luck charm.
It is. She was just walking up the red carpet alongside you.
Unless it's a fire ant or something that's going to bite me and I'm going to be writhing in pain. That would be a funny joke, actually, to play on the director of Ant-Man and the Wasp.
The line between good and evil in your film isn't clear-cut. Why not?
That seemed more interesting to us, is to kind of not have it so black and white about who's good and who's evil. Oh my God, we've lost the ant. Oh my God. There it is. Okay.
She's okay.
Nobody step.
And you can find our review of the movie in this week's film show online at france24.com. Next to the big French movie release of the week, Black Tide. Vincent Cassel stars as a police officer with a drinking problem who's investigating the disappearance of a teenage boy. My colleagues on the French channel spoke to the Black Swan actor.
Si on fait cette battue, vous pensez qu'on peut retrouver son cadavre dans cette forêt?
Pourquoi vous utilisez cette formule cadavre dans cette forêt? Jusqu'à preuve du contraire, on est là pour trouver des traces seulement.
Originally, it was Gérard Depardieu who was supposed to play the part in Black Tide, but he had to stop because of health reasons, so they called me last minute. It was flattering that they asked me to replace Gérard. I have a lot of admiration for the actor, and to be able to work with Romain Duris, well, it was something we had hoped to do for a while. And Éric Zonka, he's a very interesting director. He also hadn't made anything in a while, so I thought to myself, this guy must want some revenge. He must be hungry to make a great film.
Votre mari, vous avez déjà parlé de Danny ou pas?
Vous cherchez quoi en me demandant toutes ces choses sur Yann?
Je vais me lever et partir.
Assis, assis!
Je crois avoir des droits dont vous ne tenez pas compte. Vous avez trouvé plus fort que vous, commandant.
And Black Tide is directed by the French filmmaker Éric Zonka, best known for 1998, The Dream Life of Angels, and 2008's Julia, which starred Tilda Swinton as an alcoholic kidnapper. Pablo Picasso is rumoured to have once said, if I were not making the paintings I make, I would paint like Henri Matisse. The story of this remarkable friendship and rivalry is on display in an exhibition at the Matisse Museum of Nice in the south of France. Together, Henri Matisse and Pablo Picasso revolutionised 20th century art. Yenna Lee reports.
Under the same roof once again. A museum in Nice is hosting works by both Picasso and Matisse, two masters and two friends whose works are displayed in the city that was often their source of inspiration. Pablo Picasso and Henri Matisse met for the first time in Paris. At 36 years old, the Frenchman was married with children, leading a contrasting lifestyle than that of the Bohemian Spaniard. Despite their initial differences, their encounter would spark years of artistic complicity.
Matisse and Picasso had a great friendship, a friendship that lasted over 50 years. They met in 1906 and continued to see each other until 1954. At the same time, it was also a rivalry, not the negative kind, but a healthy one, a real emulation between the two artists.
Pushing each other to outdo one another, sometimes using the same subjects with a different take. A dialogue or a competition. We witness the two artists communicating through their works. Picasso's Sleeping Woman with Shutters came 1 year after Matisse's 1935 painting The Dream. This 1927 Odalisque, a reply to the Spaniard's Woman with Tambourine.
It's quite moving to see how they sent each other their art, to see their common sources of inspiration, and the rivalry between the two artists.
It's good that this exhibition shows the differences, but also what they have in common.
When it comes to these groundbreaking contemporaries, it's hard to tell who influenced who. But the two greats did have one muse in common, the Mediterranean landscape.
And we'll leave you with an exhibition from the Chinese photographer Feng Li at the 49th Arles Photography Festival in the south of France. He's been working on the series for more than 10 years, a study on the surreal light of the urban Chinese nightscape. I'll be away for a few weeks, but Olivia and Rochelle will be keeping you updated with what's happening in the world of culture. Remember our website. We're also on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. There's more news coming up on France 24 after this.